And we're going to share my screen. How about that? Where are we? Here we go. We'll start off with this one. And I'm going to drag that across over here so you can see it as well. So this is from yesterday. And for those of you who have never seen or heard about Stephen Gina Merritt, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, Stephen Gina on
You
Stephen.
need to open it though. We can't see the photos.
All right, let me try that again. Okay, let's try that then. Can you see that? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Come on now. You can't see Stephen Gina, is what
Yeah,
you
we
said.
can.
We
Yeah, we
can
can.
see it now.
Yeah, we can now. Yeah.
All right.
So that's me and you and Steve and Gina.
Okay,
That
these
was
guys
great.
are awesome, awesome people to work with,
Hmm.
get knowledge from. And I guess we have met them a number of times. These guys, just to give you a background, these guys started in LifeWave about 3.5 years ago. They came from another system. They had sold out of that. And then they sat on the fence twiddling their thumbs. And put it this way, today they are earning north of, I would say, between 4.5 and $5.5 million a month from this. So they are the one who put together the This Is It team system. They are the originators of it. So when you can get in a room where they are, it's like osmosis. You begin to suck up the knowledge that they have and they're sharing with you. And that is so, so special. We're just super, super lucky that we can actually do that. Um, I'm sharing the wrong screen. My bad. I need to share this screen. Yes. No, I'm going to share my whole screen. That's much easier. Share. There we go. And I hope you can see it now. Share. Let's try that again. Yeah. Where's my...
It's the tech expert of the group.
And now I'm having problems.
Oh,
Goes without saying,
we
right?
got it.
I
Goes
think
without
I may
saying.
know a tech
So,
support person if you need it.
pardon?
I said, I think I may know a tech support person if you need it.
Yeah. So we had all the people coming up to have some
There's
pictures
Sheldon and
taken.
Michelle.
Yep. Then we had
Louise, that's a fantastic picture.
Louise and AW and Deborah and Louise and Julie sitting out there after, or just before the meeting. And here we have the two partners in crime. So what we're seeing more than anything else is that when we all work together, when we all set up a way of working together and we can leverage the system that we have, that is where the fun comes in. And I would really want to get to this one.
You've got a lot of screens open, do you know
That,
that?
that, darling, I know I do. It's all okay.
All right.
Okay. So, what did you all take away? Rickster, you were there last Saturday in Dallas. A lot of you were at the meeting in Atlanta. You can drop it in the chat or you can unmute yourself and say, what was the biggest insight? What was your biggest inspiration? And what are you going to be doing for yourself and your team coming forward? So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh,
Uh,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So yesterday I thought it was phenomenal. They talked about the Bam Bam. Bam Bam is.
Bam fam.
Bam Fan is when you have a meeting and you repeat a meeting after a meeting. I was really excited about that because some of the people that comes in to your group or to your meeting, sometimes they may not be ready to go under or take on the position today. But you talk to them and you decide if they decide if they want to repeat visit with you, you can make a meeting with them that day. I also took away from that, it was follow ups. Make sure you follow up with your people. Once you have spoken with them, no doesn't always mean no. And if you follow up with them, it could be a whole year later, like that guy said. And that was the person who decided they wanted to become a part of the business. So that's what I took away from the event yesterday.
Okay, great. So one
Awesome.
question now, what are you gonna do this week differently?
Oh, this week differently, I'm going to make sure every day that I talk to at least 10 people that I've already talked to or 10 new people every day to build my team to be as successful as the teams that I saw up there.
Good.
I'm
Good.
on my way and I'm being very productive. I'm
Okay.
almost at my 1 star. I think today I might be at my 1 star.
Ooh, we better have a look. I better check.
Yeah,
I'll check.
I think today I'm at my 1 star. And
Great.
so I'm moving expeditiously. I know it's been 2 weeks and I've already built my team extremely fast. My
Good.
goal is to share with everyone who's willing to listen about better health and the stem cells rejuvenation and what it does for your body.
Good.
So
Good.
that's what I'm on this high about. I am rolling.
Great. Great. Thank you. Any one of
Yeah.
the others that were there? A couple of others?
I'll share. This is Cheryl. Coming off Deborah's
Oh,
quote
hey.
here. The thing that's resonating with me, of course, Bam Bam, is own the business. When the pastor talked about my business is having a conference in Orlando. And
Ah,
normally
yes.
I'm like, oh, it's LifeWaves, but it's not LifeWaves. It's my business. That really resonated with me, owning it, owning it and looking through different lenses. He talked about, or several of them talked about the no's that you'll get. Like, I have to research it. And the person says, but did you research Tylenol? And so I'm no longer intimidated by that.
That's
I have
great.
to research it because I thought that was so powerful. The other thing, the pastor shared this too, about how many people are going to just be sitting on their behind watching the draft, and they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars just to be there, be in the room. And here we have an opportunity and not sharing it. And people are saying, well, I don't have any money, but people will find money for what they think is important. Again, that resonated with me because the no's just tells me or tell me, you know what, they're not ready, and it's perfectly okay. And like Deborah says, follow up, because you never know. It might be a year later, but follow up. So yeah, there's so many things that resonated, but that's it for me for now.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sheldon?
Yeah, first off, it felt like drinking from a fire hose, like my dog does when I spray the water out of the hose. He just goes after it like he's starving to death for 15 minutes. And it's obvious from listening to all the speakers that they are somewhere along that journey and are espousing not only their successes but what doesn't work. I would say the most impactful for me for the day, and I'm sorry I had to leave a few minutes early, but I did through a previous commitment last night. But the thing that was the most impactful for me, and it usually always is when I go to a conference, and that is the panel discussion. Um, I thought Steve did a really good job of questions and the diversity of the people sitting on that. I guess there were five, including the couple. There were five up there of various walks of life, various. You had the bishop, preacher who has a mindset of spirituality, and then you had an engineer, and then you had a doctor, even though she's a chiropractor doctor. I mean, I don't degrade that, but her story was pretty phenomenal. And just listening to um, the variety of paths that these people have come from and how they came to believe either instantaneously or through lots of research or lots of things in between. Um, I I listened to that pretty intently. The other thing I would add is I think it was last night, Louise sent a bunch of links that I'm pretty sure, Louise, you had said that came from Canute and Julie. I didn't go through every one of them, but this morning before I started my day um, going to church, I I saw the first link and it had a but it was like a big old long web page, and about halfway down, I guess, I'm not sure. There was an interview that Steve and Jenna did. I don't know how long ago it was. Had to have been a year probably or more. And the interview was with a doctor. This guy graduated in 2014 from being a doctor. He's got what's called a concierge practice in Florida, which basically means everybody self-pay. And he's got almost all his patients using Dex 39 Pack. And I listened to almost all of it before I had to go. But basically, the video was this doctor, medical doctor, young. I mean, he's probably less than 35, um, talking about how he began to study light long before LifeWave, after he became a doctor, but before he met LifeWave, and he talked about all his research that he did, and it was I work in healthcare. I'm not a clinician, but I work in healthcare, and that was extremely powerful. And if y'all don't have that link or that video, it's about, I think, 45 minutes to an hour long. If any of you need to feel some clinical backup documentation, this guy was very convincing, and I would highly recommend it. And I'll shut up now.
Fantastic. Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
Dr.
Awesome.
Stillman, Dr. Leonard Stillman. He's
That's it.
yeah, I mean he's a I don't know, one-star executive or something. He's in Florida, but he's very good. He's very handy with his background. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, great. So I'm going to roll on here. But I also now want to come back to the people who were actually there yesterday. And I would like you all to unmute and just give me one sentence, which is about 10 or 15 seconds long. But it's on this thing here at the top. How important is it to attend the bigger functions? Who wants to go first? I mean, Rick, you were there as well on Saturday last week. Anyone jump in?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you got to get the energy, okay? And so the energy is from being around people that are killing it and they're knocking the ball off the cover off the ball. And so when you go to any major thing like that, that's one thing that you walk out with, is that they're fired up about it, they're excited about it. And so when that happens, it cures your skepticism, and it makes you also be okay with you allowing yourself to do better when you see other people and you hear other people's stories of a transformation or change. And so it's almost as good as church. you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it just opening up your vision to possibilities and seeing other people have been able to do it and seeing that they all come from different walks of life, that they're able to achieve it. And then being able to lasso people that have invested like a tremendous amount of money and they are experts at marketing and they're experts at sales and they just give you the business model basically. That's pretty impressive. So when you push yourself as a goal to go to another event like that, you have to look back from that event and see all the things that you had to do to be able to pull it off, right? And so by giving yourself a challenge to make it to one of those things is very important. And it's important to you personally, not just because of the money, but because it ignites your achievement. It gets you to do things that you otherwise wouldn't have done by
Fantastic.
allowing yourself to do it, giving yourself permission to move forward.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Deborah, Louise.
Personal development, because that's what this all is. I'm a high school graduate, and I see it's been reaffirmed that all things are possible. I always say, He shall direct my paths. And I just thank the Lord that He directed my path to LifeWave. And then I cannot prejudge anyone by the color of their skin or their degree or their age, because everybody has stem cells, everyone. And so my goal when I went to LifeWave 21st anniversary last year, when I looked around, I said, I have my walking papers. My walking papers is to make a difference in my community, one patch at a time. Now, sometimes I get afraid, but this makes me even bolder. Don't assume when I see someone that they don't want it. Ask. And if they don't want it, that's okay, because I have to say, there's someone waiting for me to patch them, to tell them about the opportunity, to tell them about the health and wellness, because they deserve to listen. Somebody took the time to tell me, because I was in a lot of knee pain. Somebody took the time to tell me that I had an option. Instead of getting knee surgery, I could wear a patch and do 175 deep knee bends in less than 15 minutes. Hello, somebody.
That's our girl. Okay, you're muted.
Sorry, I was coughing, so I had to mute myself. Okay, so
Great story.
Julie and I have been around a number of these functions. What was your takeaway, Jules?
Oh, my
In one
takeaway.
sentence. One sentence.
Oh, let's go. Let's
Okay.
go. I was in the right room. Well, it's not one sentence, but we've been around Steve and Gina for a couple of years. It's awesome to have people in the room with us this time round, like people that are enjoyed it and all of that. I love that growth kind of talk and stuff, all of that. That's amazing. So yeah, we just got all the tools. So very
Fantastic.
exciting.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to switch things up and I'm going to come into something called the money makers. Now, the company is running a promotion until the 10th of May. And for those of you who are new here, I want you to put your name into the you button up here, this you person. If you're brand new in here today, and we work with you, and we will work with you if you want us to, and you introduce two of your friends, family, relatives into LifeWave, you become what we call a one-star managers, a couple of points and things like that you need to organize, but it's not too complicated. LifeWave will pay you $50 per week. You. $50 per week for 9 weeks. That's a $450 extra on top of whatever else the company gives you. Now that's significant because that will pretty much cover the cost of you getting started on its own. But wait, there is more. You see, if we can work with you and help you, what if we worked with those people that you personally introduced and helped them introduce the same structure? You're now what we call a two-star manager, and they now double the $50 to $100 per week for 9 weeks.
Wow.
So that is just extra money on top of everything else we have. Why wouldn't you stick your hand in the wallet in the pocket of LifeWave and take the money? David has the checkbook open. And if you half think about it now, if you're making that sort of money, you can actually start putting some of that money towards the convention that we have in Orlando in October in August. Right? So if you do that, you now are self-funding it. It's not money coming out of your pocket. So Steve and Gina also have something called Sponsor 5 and 5. Do you have that form there, Julie?
This one?
Yes, hold it up so we can see it.
Ooh.
Turn it around the other way around, please. Yes. So the notion here is that if you personally introduce 5 people on the left side, 5 people on the right side, you're now setting up a momentum run towards our next free trip. So Julie and I were heading off on Saturday, this Saturday coming to Hawaii for 4 nights and 5 days, paid for by LifeWave. It's our 6th trip with LifeWave. And starting the momentum now, rolling this forward. That basically means that you have 5 people personally introduced on the left, 5 on the right. So, as I said, the first trip we went to was to Aruba, all expenses paid. This one is to Hawaii. We're staying at the Hilton Village at Waikiki Beach. $750 per ticket per person is paid for by LifeWave in terms of airfares, and the entire stay, food, drinks, plus I think it's a supplementary $500 US cash as separate spending money as well given to us, plus all the bits and pieces coming in. You guys can be on the next trip. And sometimes it baffles me because part of the bigger team that we're part of, as I said, Julie and I have been to these now. This is our 6th one. But no one in the bigger teams, not in our own personal team, have ever stopped and asked us, how do you do it? This is not our first rodeo. So we know what to do, but it starts with you having some people on the left, some people on the right. And for yourself, if you sat down and wrote your list of names and you actually picked up the phone and you say to yourself in the mirror on Monday morning, today I'm going to make 5 calls to people on my list. And you say to the person who introduced you, or you can text us and say, okay, can you help me doing a private personal Zoom? Or you can invite them to come on our Zooms on Tuesdays and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Invite them to come along and check it out. Some people will, some won't. So what? Let's just roll it to the next. But this is what we call the binary structure, the binary view. We do have a separate view, and I want to stress this. This is what we call the uni-level view. We've basically taken the left side and the right side and we just lifted it up, right? And these are own personals. So you see personal 1 on the left, personal 2 on the left, personal 1 on the right, etc. Can you commit to yourself that in the next 30 days, you're going to introduce 5 on the left, 5 on the right in this side? And then we flatten it out. There's no structural changes. It's just a different view. But this is where it gets really, really powerful. Remember, LifeWave has a lot of money on the table. Have a look at this. So if you introduce, say, Peter, someone, you introduce that you put your name in there. And if you personally introduce Peter as a personal first level on the left side, and you can help him make what we call a one-star manager, LifeWave will pay you $25 a week for 9 weeks. Okay, the silence is deafening.
So
If you
but
now,
the sponsor gets that as
yeah,
opposed to, yeah,
yeah.
yes.
So if you now look at, okay, have a look in the mirror and say, I'm going to really throw everything I have at this until the 10th of May. Run this as hard and fast as you can. With our help, we're going to be in Hawaii, but we will be running this training next Sunday, and it's going to be 11 a.m. in Maui. But we are committed to you guys. Seriously, because if we can help you guys achieve this, you can look in the mirror and you can look the next naysayer, be it your brother, your sister, your brother-in-law, your mother-in-law, whatever, and say, there ain't no money in this. Well, guess what? Here's a check. I mean,
And
that tends to silence the critics.
so this is really cool as well because this is how you do the business, right? So you get started and then you're like, oh, I got to pick up the phone, I got to do this. But as you break through, then it's just repetition. And then you help others do the same thing. So it's just, yeah, it's just learning, taking the steps. We will help you as well. So, you
If,
know,
if,
if
if
you,
I if I can use the analogy of maybe learning to throw a football or throwing a softball or a baseball, right? You're out in the backyard and you are about ye tall and your dad is throwing a ball to you, right? At that moment in time, your dad doesn't give you the rules books for baseball or the rules book for football. He just say, throw it, right? So this is actually being out and doing exactly that, throw the ball. This is throw the ball. You cannot study yourself to achieving these levels. It actually is some like you can't build muscles by sitting at home and lifting the TV remote control. You got to go to the gym or you got to lift some weights, right? So when we can get this structure in place, so your folks see what we do with our help, because this is a team effort. When this begins to roll, this can happen. If we now work with the people who come up and say, yeah, I want to be a one-star manager, I want to earn that money. Well, the company is now rewarding you for helping those people to go two-star managers. Put your name in the U box. This is actually a lot of money. Even if you took half of this, that's like $2,250 running this. And now you're creating momentum in towards the next trip and the next recognitions. Someone once upon a time said is that if you see a tortoise sitting on top of a fence post, I can guarantee you it didn't get there on its own. Right? And that is the power of this. We are here to help. We're here to help. So if you now sat down and you wrote out a list of, say, 20 names, 30 names from your phone, we all have this wonderful little thing called a cell phone, right? If you open that one up and you looked at who are the ones that are the most driven, motivated, um, wanted to get something going in here, but you're afraid of calling them, and I said this, call them. Don't text them, call them. If you're afraid of doing that, reach out to either Julia or I or to Louise or whoever is your upline, the person who introduced you,
yeah, right, yeah.
and we have a bigger team that can help with all of this. Okay? Believe it or not, there are actually people in my phone that I'm afraid of calling.
So I'll have to help him do that.
Yeah, Julie's my upline, right?
And
Okay.
actually, I was thinking they were talking about a power hour. So if there is, if you would like to do that, let me know because sometimes we go on a Zoom and we're all calling people, right, on the Zoom. So it's just like a community of we're going to call 5 people, right? So if you want to do that, let me know because I think that's kind of it's nice having other people doing it at the same time, right? So anyway,
We
just a
just turn the
suggestion.
we turn the sound off, and we just sit there making calls for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And then we do a quick summary at the end and we repeat it. Yeah. And then the following day or 2 days later, whatever.
Your network is your net worth, as they say.
Okay. So unless we get people on Zooms or on one-on-ones where we actually sit down and do something, this thing ain't gonna grow. So hidden behind this, and if you go to the manual, if you do have the manual, page 48, 49.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
In
Okay.
here, you have the invites. They're also on the school website. If you're not on the school website, I'll show you how to get on there. And all of this information is there as well. So write your list, 10, 20, 30, 50 names. Sheldon, I know that
Michelle.
Michelle said that she had written out 100 names. Okay, let's just start going at them.
Right.
Write your list, reach out by calling them, right? Get them on a Zoom. If they can't come on the Tuesday or the Thursday Zoom that Julie and I are running, this is it, team are running Zooms through the week as well, or we can set up one-on-ones. But let's not have the grass grow underneath our feet here. But let the system do the work. We're always closing with, do you want more time or more money or both? Because, I mean, I was reading I can't remember where I read it, but on Wednesday last week, I read 15,000 employees of the 6 largest banks were made redundant in the first 3 months of 2026, courtesy of AI.
Wow.
15,000 in New York alone. Do you think people are hurting? Oh, yes. And what's your plan B? We got to find something that can help people with their health and their wealth. Again, these are you can find them in the manual. You can find them on the this is it team school site. I'll give you the link in a second. Okay? Or if I don't have it here, you can get that from the person who introduced you as well. We have all of those. We can send them out. Then, and this is the hardest part, to remain silent. This is the hard. Uh, there's a practice. Can you actually say something and then shut up for 5 to 10 seconds? It's the old saying in sales: whoever speaks first loses. So say what you need to say, ask the question you want to say, and then shut up. So these are the things, because when people say something, that is now an invitation for you to kind of maybe dig a little bit deeper. Oh, you want more time? Okay, great. What do you want to use that time for? Well, I want to spend some time with my kids or my mom and dad. Those are now the emotional drivers for people wanting to do something. And remember, people make decisions emotionally, but they justify them logically. So when you are actually now in a position to say, okay, what would another $1,000, $1,500 extra per month, what would that do to you and your family? How would you feel when you actually get to the end of the month and there's actually more money left in the bank account than 3 months ago? You don't actually run out of money at the end of the month. And this is why this is so unique, because we are all working as a team. So, accountability. Who are you going to invite to come along on the Zooms that we are running? Louise might be running some. that this is a team I'm running. You can go to the youtube.com/@ this is a team. They have a calendar there of what they're running, when they're running it, etc., etc. There are trainings from the This Is It team every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can hook on, learn, and just observe. You can invite people into this. You see, this is not a question of you being the university. You are guiding people to the university. And that's what makes it so powerful. Remember, you're in the backyard and your dad is throwing a ball at you. All you have to do is to catch it in the mitt. That's it.
So those meetings, those This Is It meetings, training, sorry, on a Saturday, they're quite interactive. They always have one of their groups, their high achievers, and they just go through what they do on a daily basis or how they did it. So it's kind of like you just see how the different people run their business. It's a really good opportunity to just see how it rolls.
And the cool thing is, I mean, I was very, very impressed yesterday in Atlanta because the people who were actually on stage speaking, they didn't have a superior high rank in LifeWave, but they're just being in the trenches and they're doing what the system suggests. It's that simple. Don't try to modify it. Don't try to tweak it. There's a reason why we have a duplicatable system. It's almost like McDonald's on steroids. Is
So
that what?
oh, sorry.
Carry on.
Can you just explain, or when you say go on Zooms, especially for the new people that are here, what Zoom are you talking about and why?
It's coming.
Okay.
Okay. So remember I said we have Zooms where we actually show the business to people. Those are what we call business launches or introductions to what LifeWave is all about. Then we have training sessions such as this one. There's a training session every Saturday with This Is It team. It's all of those are recorded on YouTube, and you can go and actually just play them and look at them. And they have a motivational Monday message, like 10 minutes. The whole idea here is rather than all of us having to pull in and spend an hour on a Sunday afternoon, you pick these things up in your spare time. When you're sitting in the car, they have a Spotify channel called This Is It on the Go. You can literally hook your phone up to the Bluetooth in your car and you can listen to this while you sit in traffic. And Cheryl, I mean, I know you're listening to the podcasts. What can you say about the podcast if you're there?
I love the podcast. That's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me dreaming. That's what keeps me believing that I can do this. So I drive a lot and I'm always listening. I don't listen to the radio much anymore. Even though I love songs, I just turn on the podcast. I learn the different people. I learn the system. I get motivated on different strategies to try. So I absolutely love the podcast. That's my university on LifeWave University on Wheels.
Yeah, the
Fantastic.
lines,
Thank
I
you.
love the lines myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, well done. Thank you. I mean, I think it's always interesting. We never sit down and deliberately try to learn the words to a song, do we? But once it's actually played repeatedly 10, 15, 20 times, next time it comes on and you're singing along with it. I mean, you didn't spend any time. Just the words have actually filtered into your brain. So here is what is your path forward this week? What are you going to do? So, first of all, write the names. Call every single name on that list. And when you run out of names on that list, write another 10. As I say here, number 2, call every name on that list by Tuesday. Do not text. Call them. Okay, number 3, book at least 3 Zooms this week. You can leverage us. Tuesdays to Thursday, I'm going to show you in the calendar in a second. Use the time and money clause. Trust it, use it every single time. If you wanted more time or more money or both, which one would it be? Aside from regenerating and rejuvenating your body. Okay? Post your wins. Just say, hey, I got 3 people showing up. And we know that if you spoke to 10 people, 5 people will say they will show and only 2 or 3 shows. That is the law of averages. Don't get despondent. They said they will come. Now you have a reason to follow them up. Okay, so do a BAM fam. Do a BAM fam.
We
Book a
love the
meeting from
BAM
a
fan.
meeting. Yeah. And then within 48 hours of someone registering or seeing the business, book a 3-way call with the upline and set up a new launch for that person. So they can invite 4 to 6 to 10 people, and we repeat it and we repeat it and we repeat it. We ran this about 2 years ago, and we had incredible momentum. Then my sister passed, and the wheels fell off the trolley. But okay, that's fine. We're still here. So here's the calendar for next week. I don't know where
Okay,
you
so
want to.
opportunity meeting at 8 p.m. So even though you've patched people, or if you give people a patch, we like to invite them to a Zoom so they can see the bigger picture about how this technology works. We found that if you just sign them up and they just get patches and they don't come on anything, they don't understand how long it's going to take. They might expect it to be an overnight success, and sometimes it is, but most of the time this is longer term. So we like to have people look at the Zoom. We call it a Zoom, right? It's an opportunity meeting, so that they get all the information. And then they do see that there is a way that they can make some money to pay for their patches or make some bigger money, right? So it's LifeWave is so generous. They have this, obviously this 1 and 2 star manager that they're doing now. They've doubled the money. So it's really helpful when you sponsor someone to say, hey, we've got a great opportunity here for you to help, your loved ones, and you have got a great opportunity to get $900 back. So that pays for your pack and more, right? So it's super exciting. So we just have to lock that in by May 10, and then it rolls all the way through for that 9 weeks. So Knut's
Okay, I
wandered
have a
off.
question.
Okay, go Sheldon.
Um, I'm sitting here rolling in my mind for the past couple of days. Michelle has talked to several people in her path, in her everyday path. One of which was a lady, actually two of them, in the Container Store. We ended up having to buy a closet for her closet. Uh, I know that's TMI, but uh, I overheard Tia is her name, and she was Michelle patched her yesterday morning, I think. But she immediately came back and said, I'm really not interested in network marketing. I've done that before. It just didn't feel right for me, et cetera, et cetera. Now, she didn't back off of the product. She was really interested in seeing what the product is. So here's my question. Um, if you patch somebody, if they agree to let you patch them and you give them one patch, how successful is that in them becoming a customer, if not interested in it as a business? If they only get one patch, and what I think I heard yesterday was a lot of times the patch doesn't do anything for somebody for one day. It takes multiple days, weeks, months, etc.
That's
Right.
a
So
that's a
yeah,
that's a very, very good question. And I'll answer it first, and Julie might supplement and augment afterwards. As I understand that you're interested in the technology. Why don't we do this? Register yourself as a preferred customer. Get yourself some patches. The company recommends 1 month for every 10 years you've been alive. You get the patches at wholesale, and then see where we're at in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months time. And most people will actually see some responses in the sense of more energy, better sleep, or mental clarity. Those are the 2 or 3 things that shows up first. And the funny thing is, then once that happens, you can actually invite them shortly thereafter and say, it would be remiss of me not to invite you to see the history behind the company. And I understand you're not interested in the business side of things, but it would be remiss of me not showing you things can change in 12 to 18 to 24 months' time.
Mhm.
Right? Julie?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fine. The whole idea behind the one patch probably isn't to expect that they get an experience, although I find that I get a number of people notice things, right? But I mean, some people don't. I set it up that you're probably not going to feel anything with one patch, right? Because this is a progressive technology. Now, if they're not going to, they're going to realize that there are no side effects because they're wearing the patch. They know that they're not uncomfortable, and that's the technology. So then I set it up to give them, oh, okay, I understand. Like we have a preferred customer program. If she wants to push back on the other one, that's fine. And then, you can put her in as a customer. I would always recommend that they come on a Zoom and then you can just do the Zoom and go, look, if you want to see the numbers, would you like to see the business numbers? And if they're like, no, I don't want to see the business number, that's fine. People are paying out of their pocket $100 every month. Sometimes they decide one month they're not going to do it. So we like to show them that they can share it with their family. Doesn't have to be a big network marketing business either. And you can, get your patches paid for. So does that answer your question? It's just setting it
Yeah,
up.
it does. Um, and I guess I walked away with yesterday and today that Michelle needs to follow up with Tia and several others. I mean, I think she's got several in the making. I also talked to my brother-in-law last night, and leads me to another question. And I think this is specifically to you, Julie, because of what we've talked about in previous connections.
Mm,
My son-in-law had a heart attack about 2 years ago.
mhm,
He barely did not come out alive.
uh-huh.
He's up and running. He's working. He's doing good. And he was at this event that I had at my church last night. And I just happened to casually mention it. And his first response was, he almost acted like he was interested in trying it, but his first response was, before I do anything, I'm going to probably have to need to talk to my cardiologist.
So,
Go ahead.
um, so is he on, it really depends on the medications. Um, his cardiologist is not going to know what this technology does.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's a normal response as well. I can give you an example of someone I patched not long ago who just came out of a heart attack, 29. I sent her a couple of testimonials. Maybe this is an idea for you. I
Okay.
sent her a couple of testimonials from people that have had heart attacks. The people get on the video, they talk about how this has nothing to do with any medication that they have, and they've had amazing results. So this lady, I didn't really know her. I met her at a business event, but I just sent the testimonies rather, right? Because she's just checking them out. So that lady now has had an incredible recovery. Her cardiologist said to her, what are you doing? Because you're 3 times ahead of anyone else who's had those issues. And she's like, oh, I've been using these patches. So, so I probably would go with a couple of testimonies and just send them to him rather than pushing back.
Yeah.
Like, have a look at this, check it out. I just sent Michelle the link to get on Telegram so that then you can get on there and
Okay.
and and grab it.
Okay. I
Is
also did send him this morning, before I even got through this video I was referring to earlier with Dr. Stillman. I sent that video link to him. I
Okay.
haven't heard back, but
Little bit, yeah, just a little bit, send that and send this in a couple of days,
right,
and just
right.
let him, as he looks at it. But yeah, the cardiologist isn't going to know what this technology does. So,
No, I figured that.
yeah.
So it's the old saying, yeah, is a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.
There
But
you go.
he doesn't know anything. He's just had a chat at the
Yeah,
moment.
what
So
I'm saying is that's why the testimonials are so powerful.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to coming to the functions, I'm looping back to that because one thing is that we're running these things here. Please, please, pretty please with sugar on, do not hesitate to call us. Link us in because if Louise isn't busy, she's in a voiceover session or she's out in the garden or whatever. We all have different things to do, but we can juggle. We can juggle things. And that's how we can help you guys. I cannot stress this enough. You ain't gonna build this on your own if you want some money out of this. We are here to help. And we have funny accents, and I got a funny haircut, and right. Um, if you can live with that and you can introduce us to some friends and relatives or whatever, Jesse, I see you smiling. I loved the session yesterday in Atlanta because we had some local Atlanteans there. And
yeah.
when I'm telling you one thing, um, what was your takeaway there, Louise, from the multitude of ethnicities that were on stage and speaking?
I just loved it. I enjoyed it because there's no typical X39 user. They all look different. They all have different weights, haircuts, and everything, but they have one thing in common. They have stem cells. And X39, that's what we specialize, dormant stem cell rejuvenation. So we can
Fantastic.
help
Yeah.
And
anyone.
they all look fantastic. Do
Yeah.
you notice
Yeah.
people? I had some people come to the Orlando one. I have to just tell you this. But when I went back, it was one of my nail ladies. When I went back to get my nails done the week later, she goes, all those people, they were all like really rich people in that room. And I was like, well, there was a couple, but the rest of them just look amazing because they're using X39. That's why.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So you have the picture. Please use us. That's what we're here for. Do not be afraid. Are you going to step on someone's toes or whatever? What's not? We have a communication system in place to help you.
Yeah.
This is the event that we're talking about
Unstoppable.
in August.
So this is going to benefit you in everything. Your work, here, developing your personal skills. This is like all these high achievers um, pouring into us.
And this is your thought of going to Atlanta or in Dallas,
Orlando.
where no, if you thought going to Atlanta and or Dallas was drinking from the fire hose, this is like chiseling a hole in the wall of a dam.
So people come from all over the world for this, like all the top achievers. Like Steve was saying yesterday that they have 21 million points every month, right? So and he's talking about he's got these two-star presidentials in Portugal, for instance. And these other ones are coming from Poland. And, so it's a worldwide business. And they come into this event and they pour into us. So it's crazy. We have our Norwegians, so they can get a virtual ticket for this. If they want to, they can fly over, you know. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's
Very, very cool.
so all I can say is the money that you can make in the next 9 or 10 weeks.
Will
Remember?
catapult you into free
Yeah.
trips. 2 free trips a year.
Well,
Yep.
hang on. The tickets here, if you go to This Is It
Convention.
convention, you will find that there's an installment package. What the This Is It team have done is that they're taking over the largest Marriott hotel in the world for this function. It's like 129, $149 down, and you can pay it off over time. But you do that from the money you make from LifeWave. I cannot stress enough that I have never, ever, ever, never, ever, did I say never, ever, seen anyone do anything worth noticing in any network marketing company unless they come to some of the bigger functions. It's you suck up the energy. You absorb it. It's like osmosis. It gets into you. And yeah, Then we have this one. The road show we just had in Atlanta on 425. They're going to Cleveland, Ohio. If you happen to know anyone in any of these cities or surrounding areas, there were people flying in or driving down from North Carolina to Atlanta. There were people driving in from Mobile in Alabama to Atlanta. People are coming in for these functions. There were like 200 plus people in Dallas. This is a team meeting afterwards. There were like 200, 250 people in Atlanta. And you learn from the best of the best. So if you know someone in Portland, in Puerto Rico, you can see here on the 18th of August, they are in Mexico City. And guess what? They're back in Dallas on the 18th. That's a Thursday.
Right. That will be a shorter one, I would imagine. It wouldn't be a 5 hour.
No. Then you also
But
have Houston 2 days later. So if you all know someone who are living in those areas, have a conversation, dial them up on a Zoom, invite us onto the Zoom and say, hey, you got to go and check this out. And I'm not going to stop calling you until you actually go to one of these functions. That's my threat. That's my threat.
Well, they're $25. And
Yeah, $25 exactly.
yeah,
So
they didn't used to run this. It was just like the one event a year, and now this is like great.
I am done yapping,
So
but
school, you want to show school, and then I have a request for another slide, Knut, before you.
okay.
So the school, This Is It School is our duplication machine to teach you how to be a professional networker with LifeWave. So you can do that in your own time. Start with the onboarding. Knut's going to get it up on the screen here very shortly. So you can learn about changing the settings in the back office, registering new brand partners, going on